If you've been in a very toxic relationship or a narcissistic relationship, you will relate to a lot of the stories I'm gonna share on this channel. You'll relate to a lot of things that I'm about to say in this video. So for 18 years, I was in a very, very confusing, hella toxic relationship. And for 13 years, I was married to him, and I still am legally married, and I am planning on getting a divorce as soon as I can. So it's been 5 months since we separated, and it's been a whirlwind. In 2004, I met my ex. I was 18, he was 19, and I thought everything was good. I really fell head over heels in love with him. I gave him my virginity, so he was my first, so that was a big thing. Things started to take a turn within like the first 2 months of our relationship. By month 2, and he started to just nitpick at me and just find little things to critique. It started off with that, and then from there, it just got worse. Like, we would get into fights, arguments, he'd curse me out. He'd tell me that he feels like cheating on me. Then my father passed away 4 months into our relationship. 2 months after my father passed away, I found out he'd been cheating on me pretty much the entire time we was together. Like, I think he was cheating on me from the very beginning. He never was faithful. And I was devastated. I was completely devastated. I was torn apart. A year later, we get pregnant. I end up having my daughter in 2005. She's 17 now. Then 3 years later, at 23 years old, we have our youngest daughter, who's now 14, and that was in 2008, and that was when I started making videos on this channel on YouTube. When I turned 23, the summer of 2009, we ended up getting married. Then we joined this church, which ended up being a cult, which I do make videos on. I have that channel. It's down below in the description box in case you're interested in that too. During this time, we're married, we're newlyweds. I'm opening up to people in the church, to women in the church, and I'm realizing that in this church, the wives are viewed as objects. The wives are viewed as women who are supposed to just give their husband what they want and listen to their husband. So I didn't have that support from someone who's not biased or religious to tell me, no, this relationship isn't right. I had my mom, but at the time, that didn't count to me because I'm like, this is my mom. She's not going to like anyone I'm with. My mom never, ever felt right about him, ever. And now I know why. When we were in the church, things only got worse, and I was also living with my in-laws. Finally, in 2014, summer of 2014, we move out. We get our own place. And I'm happy, and I'm thinking things are going to change. Things are going to be so much better. And for the first probably couple of months, things did seem to get better. But like every narcissistic relationship, it never actually stays better. It's never consistent. Things got worse again, and we were arguing. We were not getting along. Things were just up and down, up and down. It was just the same thing. Like, nothing ever changed in our relationship. We got older, and he changed the way that he did the things he did, like the way he gaslit me. He changed the way he did that. The way that he projected, he changed. Like, he just changed the way he did things. He didn't actually stop doing the behaviors, if that makes sense. It was always really rocky. It was always really rocky. And then 2016, I leave the church, which ends up being a cult. 2017, I end up leaving religion. 2019, he ends up leaving religion. 2020 comes, and I am just so numb that I'm like, I don't know if I could take anymore. So the pandemic hits. I end up having to work from home. And during the time I'm working from home, I'm feeling the loneliness of not having other people to talk to. And he was working overnight, so it's not like I was seeing him, but it kind of made me start to feel a little bit depressed. So 2021 comes, and 2021 was very rough. From 2020 all the way to 2022, things have been so difficult. Things have been so hard for no reason. Like, a lot of things did not need to be as difficult as it was. But towards the end of 2020, I believe it was, he became addicted. Beginning of 2021, I learned that he was doing this stuff. I'm sorry, it's hard hard to talk about a little bit in a long video form because I'm like saying a lot, I feel like, and it gives a little bit of anxiety. So when he became addicted to this stuff, a lot of things changed. A lot of things it just got worse. And I just gave up. I was emotionally drained, mentally drained. My grandmother ends up passing away in March of 2021. I fell into a depression and he was doing his thing. My dog passed away in April of 2021 and I was completely devastated. In the summer of 2021, my mom gets diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. March of 2022, my mom ends up passing away. And that was the hardest thing I've ever been through my entire life. And a lot of things changed because then it's so fucking hard to talk about. So after my mom passed away, I went through the hardest time of my fucking life. The hardest fucking time for no reason. Like, he treated me like I was nothing. I meant absolutely nothing to him. My feelings was nothing. I was nothing. And that was hard. And I couldn't take it. I lost so much weight. I lost so much motivation. I was so depressed not having my mom. I felt so alone. And I'm like, I would never do this to you. And I found out he was speaking to other women. I'm pretty sure he was cheating. He never wanted to be around me. I'd be crying out on my terrace day into night, depressed. And he would completely ignore me and go out and come back next morning and come back when he wanted and do what he wanted. And he spoke to me disrespectfully and he started arguments, and I recorded everything. I've been recording audio since 2020. And I did it so I could help myself to see where I need to do better, what I'm doing wrong. And I ended up learning that I am not wrong. And anything I was wrong about, I did take ownership, and I heard it in all the audios. But him, never, to this day. And he never will. And it's just like right now I'm going through my healing, and I wanted people to see my process. I want people to see what it really looks like. We hear about it after, but I want someone to see what it looks like during, what it looks like when you're still in the fresh moment of it. It's a lot, but it feels good to get out. But that's how I left. I finally decided I couldn't take it anymore, and I made him leave, and that was scary, and it was hard, and it took a lot for me to finally make him leave, but I just couldn't physically and emotionally take it. I felt sick. I felt like I was nothing. I felt lost. I felt like I was a shell of myself by the end of my relationship. And I felt like I'd been silenced for so long that I was tired of taking it. I was tired of accepting his bullshit and allowing him to treat me the way that he wanted to treat me. I was tired of taking ownership over my stuff and his stuff. I was tired of allowing it. And now I'm working on myself. I've been in therapy for the past, I would say, about 2 or 3 months now. And it's been helping me. I'm healing. I'm getting there. I know there's so many people that can relate. And honestly, like, since I've been posting on TikTok and speaking to so many people on there and seeing other people's stories, it hurts me to know there's so many people going through this and we're silenced. And it's like, we don't gotta be silenced no more, you know? So if you want to see my TikTok videos or follow me on Instagram, then look in the description box down below. I have all my information down there. Now I have my sweet little poodle, and she's like my little emotional support pet, aren't we? This is Ruby Rose.